This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Tenstreet. Since 2006, they've been providing software solutions that automate and streamline driver management processes across the nation. I am here with the Vice President of Marketing, Hayley Hitchcock. Hayley, thanks so much for joining us. Let's begin, first of all, a little bit. Share with us how you got involved with this company and why you decided to team up with them.
In my previous career, I actually worked for a company that partnered with Tenstreet and just fell in love with the way that they treated customers and the design of their products for customers that are out there, and I just had to be a part of it.
Obviously, be it a trucking company or any company nowadays, why is it so important to make sure that communication is moving along and basically, especially in today's economy?
Number one, we want to get people back to work, right? Sure. That's ultimately a goal that we want to do, but we want to put safe drivers on the road, and we want to help employers be able to go through that particular process and put the best people in their organizations so that you and I feel comfortable when our kids are out on a school bus or out on the public highways. So absolutely, that's a good part of the process of what we do.
Obviously, with your company's help, you are basically putting aside, pushing paper from department to department. Quite honestly, you're utilizing the online access. That's really a big part of what you do.
Absolutely. So in the hiring process, we do so much more than just hiring an applicant. Sure. We take them from cradle to grave. So the application process, through the management of that individual, through any sort of documentation that they need to complete, it's all done online. Even the background checks, everything is just a push of a button, and you've got the entire history of that particular individual at your fingertips and can move through the process of their tenure with your organization.
Let's start at the first point of contact, which is the application itself. Obviously, to make it easy for the receiver as well as the applicant, share with me, what is the software solution that you do at that front end?
Drivers or individuals that fall under the Department of Transportation, that's what trucking falls under, have very specific regulations of information that they need to gather in the application process. Much different from a traditional employment application. So first off, since it's online, it's mobile friendly. So a driver can complete that application on their smartphone, on a tablet, on a computer. Very easy for them to do. We also have an autofill process. So if they've applied with one of our companies before that works with Tenstreet, it pre-fills in their application, literally letting them complete that application in 2 to 3 minutes.
One of the critical components of any application is that of the signature. Basically, you can't go into background checks, drug testing without that. How are you able to utilize digital signature technology?
Well, the Department of Transportation a couple of years ago actually released that you can use digital signatures or mouse technology or finger technology on a smartphone. And what that encompasses with our application is also the disclosures and the releases. So the disclosures and releases for background investigations are included within that application process. No paper has to be gathered anywhere in the application.
So obviously the Intelli app, it's collecting this data faster and quicker. So therefore the recruiting process and the productivity has to go way up.
Oh, incredibly up. We've heard from some of our customers that say it increases their speed to hire by weeks.
The ability to fill empty trucks with experienced drivers, that really has to affect the bottom line.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you look at the cost of hire. Employers are looking at the cost of hire. What is it costing them to do something like that? And then in addition, you're right. If there's not a driver placed in that truck, they're not moving product, they're not making money.
Let me ask you this. Not only is the collecting of that data probably time consuming, but I imagine once you've got maybe 100 applicants, the time to actually sort through each one of those applicants has to definitely take time. Share with me the Tenstreet Express. What does that do for them?
Well, Express is the driver management software. So that's taking the application and breaking it down into different views. You can look at the important information within that application, like their violations, their accident history. That might be an immediate knockout for a specific individual. Whereas a lot of other information within the application, we can score in Express. So we can score that application and put those better qualified candidates towards the top. And then in addition, you can manage a driver qualification file, electronic documents, order electronic documents, which the driver then can also complete on their smartphone.
So no longer is their team going one by one, sorting through each one. We're talking about the softwares using a scoring process. They are really seeing the cream of the crop right in front of them. They can spend that time and understand that they've gone through the basic requirements, and obviously you're getting better candidates that way.
Absolutely. That's one thing that our customers do tell us is that it improves the speed to hire, it improves the cost to hire, and they are satisfied with the type of candidates that they're gathering through this process.
How important or even how difficult it is to verify the background of these applicants, and share with me how the exchange works, helping them through that.
Right. Exchange is an employment verification process. So we connect employers to previous employers electronically. Today, a normal client that doesn't use this type of service would need to pick up the phone or fax information over to a previous employer. Ours is all electronic, and what that does for the client, and obviously for the driver, it puts them in a position much quicker, but the response comes back in about an average of 2 days. Whereas when you're faxing and you're using phone calls and leaving voicemails, it can take up to 30 days to get a response from a previous employer.
Obviously, once this data is collected, we're talking about profiles that you have online forever. Obviously, to keep those profiles updated is something that is probably an ongoing task. How does the DQF help them alleviate that?
Well, driver qualification files are an electronic filing cabinet that's required by the Department of Transportation. So it includes very, very specific information, but our driver qualification file doesn't limit you to just what the Department of Transportation requires. You can expand beyond it, and it's unlimited. You can have unlimited documents. But what that does, there are certain types of documents that expire annually. A motor vehicle report, certificates of violations, those types of things expire annually. So with our system, you can go in and push a button, reorder a motor vehicle report, or communicate a certificate of violation out to the driver electronically, and now you have the newest, most up-to-date information on that particular driver.
Share with me the CSA of 2010. That had to be something that really affected the entire industry.
Oh, absolutely. There are certain basics that are required under CSA that now automatically keep, so to speak, a scorecard on each individual driver and each employer that is out there. And it gets very, very tedious from the standpoint of making sure that people are making the right decisions when they're hiring individuals. So CSA, although very good program, has really put an onus back on the employer and a lot more work to be able to track compliance issues.
Absolutely. A lot of resources go out there through the hiring process. Many times, though, once they're hired, they sometimes can neglect what they found. How does the Extend program help that communication stay open?
Well, Extend is a program to continue to communicate with a specific driver. So we can build scripts into the program, set up a call schedule. It'll remind you when you need to make communication or have contact with that individual. You can find out how their first paycheck looked, were their health care benefits correct, how are they feeling 90 days into the job, and then you have a memorialization process within our system that helps you to gauge whether that person is going to continue to stay with your organization. So it's a retention product.
Wonderful. What strikes me is about your products is that each one of them is very powerful and specific, and they stand alone. Yet they all integrate together to really provide a comprehensive solution for any industry.
Absolutely. Again, it's the employment life cycle. It's from cradle to grave, from when that individual first applies with your organization all the way through the process of retiring or leaving your company for another position.
Truck professionals, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, first of all, you're going to learn a little bit about the company, find out some of the solutions they're able to provide. You can take a look at the great products one by one and see how they all work together. Basically, saving you time out there, making sure that you're hiring quicker and keeping those on file, updated as well. And let me ask you this. I mean, you guys are opening up the communication line between the drivers and the management team. Obviously, the companies are able to perform better because they're able to hear from the guys out on the street, really. You as a company, basically, do you listen as well to the folks out there so that you can utilize some of the components they need within your software?
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of the advancements in our particular solutions came from customers.
Nice.
Customers calling in, talking to us. We strategize with them whenever they are a part of Tenstreet. That's a really big foundation for us to be able to listen to them and enhance or add different features to our products based on their particular knowledge. They're living it every single day by dealing with their applicants and dealing with their drivers. So we want to make sure that we evolve with them as well and enhance those products throughout the particular processes.
Hayley, basically your company is not only making it easier for the receiver, but also for the people who are inputting this data, sometimes more than once.
Right, exactly. So we have the communication engine, and the communication engine helps the employer communicate documents and videos out to the applicant or the driver before they ever come in to meet someone within that office. So they can complete health enrollment forms, they can complete emergency contact releases, they can complete videos and be tested on those particular videos, the knowledge, making sure that they watched the video and responded to the test. It all automatically flows back into that electronic filing cabinet called the driver qualification file. So that can be housed with multiple categories. All those documents flow back in, and they can be completed on a smartphone, on a tablet, or on a computer.
All from the comfort of their cab if they want to.
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously, you're dealing with companies from vast sizes, anything from 20 drivers up to tens of thousands of drivers. Regardless of the size, we're talking about a very customized approach you take when it comes to customer service.
Exactly. So once the seller has sold the products, the account is signed an account manager, and they're there through the implementation process, expanding the services, customizing the features to their needs. Once they've gone live, that account manager stays with the client. So if they have anything down the road, they want to add new features, any issues, concerns, they have one main point of contact. In addition, we have client services department, so little things like, I forgot my password, I can't get logged in, they can go there. The important thing about our account managers, many of them come from the trucking industry, so they've held the positions that these people that we're working with and our clients, we've been in their position. So we have intimate personal knowledge of the industry and the regulations, which helps us understand their pain points and come to a solution for them.
Obviously, the company realized early on that the trucking industry was a unique industry with needing unique solutions, and this really isn't a one-size-fits-all for any industry. You guys specialize in the trucking environment.
That, and we're completely customized. And not only do we specialize in trucking, we can also help that customer who is probably having some non-DOT applications that are coming through. We can build non-DOT applications to help them through that process so they can manage above and beyond just drivers. So it really does help them, handle that particular area of their particular business.
Wonderful. Last time professionals, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their contact information. If you're not sure which one of the products would work best for you out there, click on the demo. Someone will basically be contacting you and walk you through the steps, and you can really see how it works right there. You can also check them out on Facebook as well. They'll keep you apprised of some of the education that they provide, not only in webinars, but out in the truck expos as well. And quite honestly, they're teaching you how to recruit faster, hire better drivers, and retrain those drivers longer. They are truly changing the driving culture, one driver at a time. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.